Hi, welcome to Titled Pending. I'm Zon the Daddy Dev, and this is how to quit your job and make games now. So there's been some BS going on at work, and I really want to just share my thoughts on how I could actually quit my job and hopefully run it by you guys. See what you think. So the first thing that I've always considered now when I'm thinking about can I do games for a living is a burn rate, meaning, the money that you're going to spend daily, weekly, monthly, so forth and so on. And the thing about this is that having like a day job, it's comfortable, but this also might mean that you might have to not see the next Marvel movie. Oh, I can't do that. And yeah, but just consider your expenses personal and definitely for the business. I don't want to talk about LLCs and all other stuff. That's another video. The other thing that I've also bumped into is this consideration of a runway. And this is kind of like where you have money that you borrow, you get a loan, or your savings, which don't use your savings. That's really bad. And then that money keeps you afloat until you actually finish a product, and then you sell that product, and then you either have a business tomorrow or you go bankrupt, or even worse, you end up back at a day job you don't like for the rest of your life because you have no savings. So don't do that. The other thing is that the most businesses just don't make money. That's just something that you have to consider. That the business that you have just may not actually make any money right away. Now, the thing is that I do know businesses and entrepreneurs that actually start making money within the first month, and that covers the cost of the business for years until they actually start making profit. So that's also kind of exciting. The other thing that you want to consider too, these are the 5 things that I consider before I move on. Can I make a living if I quit? So if I move on from my job, am I able to make a living if I quit? Yes, wholeheartedly yes. There's enough people and there's enough examples and enough work out here. Yes, I can either find another job or I could just start my own business. Then the other thing is I had to form a business hypothesis. And just like any scientific method, I'm going to test that hypothesis with market research and data, either stuff I collect or better yet, stuff that is out there already. I've already done that. And then the thing is I'm going to do some business research to test, like, or not just test, but also like the legal stuff required to like maybe forming an LLC, taxes, contracts, all that stuff that's important. And I've actually been doing that for like 6 years. It's been ridiculous. And then the final thing, and this is kind of cool, and this is kind of new, and this is related to doing all these videos and being more out there on the internet, is I can ask experts and I can consult them, like this crazy plan, how good my plan actually is. And that's why I plan to do, especially with Tim Ruswick. Hopefully he can give me some feedback. He's been overall a cool dude. Link to his stuff in the little eye here. Okay, all right, next. This is the big plan. This is an analogy for a business plan. I was talking to my wife and she came up with this. I came up with this thing out of the conversation. People pay piano teachers, but most of the people won't be pro musicians. Now, this is really key because if you think about this, this really means that why can't we have people like me, which I now know how to make a game, just go and just teach someone locally or like a bunch of someone's how to make a game and make a pretty okay amount of money. I don't want to be rich. I just want to be able to pay my bills, save for my retirement, provide for my daughter, so forth and so on. So this is key because this is related to the 4th industrial revolution, and this is part of the research I've been doing related to the market, so forth and so on. So let's cut right to the chase. You have to kind of consider how right now there's in the world, people are all about this 4th industrial revolution. And what this really means is, I'm not going to show the thing about China, but this is a great little article about McDonald's is getting ready for using AI and big data and robotics. This is why the Facebook stuff is so huge. So McDonald's is going to be using this stuff to get data on their customers internationally to provide better products and services to them. Wow. You can read this article. I should put a link below. If not, you can see it on my screen. And again, because of this right now, because artificial intelligence luckily is stupid, it still requires human beings to do a lot of this work. And there's a lot of jobs. You're not going to have a lot of Steve Jobs anymore or Bill Gates or, Facebook founders, but you are going to have a lot of work, like regular work that could be good work, lucrative, middle-class stuff. So the thing that's happened, because people know this, and this is what killed it for me or nailed it for me, I knew this, I've learned more about programming by making video games than I have by actually trying to learn how to program. It is impassioning. It's easy to see. You can relate to like how you program things like a character to jump or like AI to move around. And then you can see that and you can test that and you can practice back and forth. And a lot of schools in South Korea, in the United States, in the world are using games as part of a mandatory curriculum. Now, this is interesting because what I'm saying here is that, at least specifically in Korea and for expats, they have these special programs that are supposed to enhance people's skills related to stuff they have to study in school. And so this really opens up the market for people that want to do game development. I had a friend who did initial research. He ran a successful program. It's been great. Now, of course, this is kind of hard. People don't understand it necessarily, even though it's become mandatory, but there is definitely a market. I'm only sharing some of the stuff that I found to keep it in short. So here is the question I'm going to be asking people. Like, what do you think of this business analogy that I've cut? This idea of the piano teachers, that maybe we as game makers should, if we want to make a living and learn how to become better game developers, we shouldn't be focusing on this idea of this whole, runway scenario, and crash and burn and fail, but maybe we should just become better teachers of making games towards children, adults, or anyone who's interested in game development. And even though it's taught in school, this would also make certain people that are really passionate about it actually pro musicians. The new pros, the prodigies, could come out of just teaching them more so, or getting more into specific things like character design or level design that the school system, the public school system or private school system, just doesn't have the time for certain individual students who really want to push their game development skills further. Please tell me what you think. If I'm crazy, if I'm stupid, if I'm smart, if I have holes in my logic, I really need to know all that stuff. This has been, again, Title Pending, the stuff I do about game culture and blah, blah, blah. The vlog by Fail is going to still come, but we're probably going to move away from Ren for a little bit, and we're going to start moving into the Ludum Dare, as I'm actually helped put a team together of miscreants and unique individuals to develop a new game in Godot 3. And also, finally, yes, Tuesdays will be Monday Godot 3 beginner class, and we'll continue with our bootleg 2D top-down shooter from the Kids Can Code stuff. Again, find that little link in that little card. I hope I've kept this short, and as always, insert catchy phrase here.